So today I'm going to be installing Pi-hole on CentOS. So normally Pi-hole you install on a Raspberry Pi using the Raspbian operating system. I'm going to be installing it today on an old repurposed Atom motherboard. So it's an Atom D525 processor with 2 gig of memory and it's got a 500 gig SATA SATA drive, 2.5 inch SATA drive. So I'm going to be installing a minimal CentOS install and then installing the Pi-hole and running through the configuration of that to get it all up and running. So there are a few steps that we need to go through. The first is we need to download CentOS 7. We're going to be downloading the minimal install image for this, and then we're going to be installing that onto the Atom device, and then we're going to be installing the Pi-hole software. So you want to navigate to centos.org/download, and then we're going to download the minimal ISO. So just pick a mirror from where you are. So I'm just going to go to the first one. We're going to save this. I'm going to put that. Just going to drop it on my desktop, so I'll put a new folder. Once the image is downloaded, then we need to write it to the USB drive. So what I've got a 16 gig USB drive. It'll quite happily install on a 2 gig drive. Okay, so that's that done. Next thing that we want to do is I'm going to use Win32 Disk Imager. There are others you can use, but this is the best one for writing Linux images. So we're going to navigate to our installation. Do that, and we're going to select the G drive, or that's my drive that I'm using. Make sure you pick the right one because it will overwrite it, and then we're going to write the ISO image. Okay, so now that's completed, what we're going to do is we'll take that drive, insert it into our system, and then boot from that and then load it onto the disk. Okay, so now we've got CentOS installed, we can go ahead and connect. So the first thing we want to do is install wget so we can download the installation file. So to do that we want to do yum install wget. Confirm that that's okay, and confirm that that's okay. Okay, so that's wget installed. Now the next thing that we want to do is to we want to download Pi-hole using wget. So we want to download the installation script first of all, that we then run, but we'll then install it. So the command we use for that is wget -O basic install.sh https://install.pi-hole.net. That should do it. Okay, so once that's done, the next thing we want to do is we want to run it. We're going to use the bash command, so we're going to do basic install.sh, and then we're going to follow all of the prompts. So I go through and accept all of the defaults, and then we can do configuration later on. So this takes a few minutes. Okay, so PHP 7 is recommended for voice security. Would you like to install PHP 7? Yes, I do want to do that because I haven't installed it at the moment. And the reason that we're installing it is because we've done a minimal install, so CentOS doesn't come with any of the packaging that you might expect it to come with. So what we've got to do, because it's the bare install, we've got to install all the necessary bits and pieces that we need. So first one is PHP, and that's all handled from Pi-hole. So we need to disable SE Linux after this. Okay, so we want to add HTTP and DNS to the firewall rules. So we'll say yes to that. Okay, so you want to make a note of your password. You do have the ability to change it later, but just jot this down, which I'm going to do. So there, come back here. That's it. So the next thing that I said that we needed to do was to disable SE Linux, which is in etc SE Linux config. We want to set it to disabled. Save that, and now we want to do a reboot. Okay, so that's it back active again. So now we can check and see if the admin interface works. So we want to go to 68.0.4/admin. Yeah, there we go. Brilliant. And we're going to log in using the password. Tick the box, says remember me for 7 days, and we'll log in. So we can see the current load on the system, all green. Go to settings now. So this is the important bit. So if you want to use the Pi-hole as a DHCP server as well, you come to the DHCP settings under the settings menu. You set your ranges and the gateway, and that's it. I'm not going to be using this because I've already got one on my network. So that's it in terms of updates for me. So if I wanted to use this on CentOS, then it's just a matter of updating my DHCP server to set the DNS settings to be the Pi-hole. So in other words, on the DHCP scope, you set the scope. It also issues the gateway, but it also issues the DNS. So all you need to do is set the DNS server to be the IP address of your Pi-hole, and then the system will take care of the rest. So that really is it. If you've got any questions, just leave us a comment. Don't forget to like, and it'd be great if you could subscribe to our channel. Thanks.